Hi, friend. Sorry to interrupt your scrolling, but would you like to take a walk with me today? Today, we're going to go walk around Bald Eagle Pond, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why letting go is so hard, especially during your manifestation journey and in general in life. This is something that I personally struggle with a lot. Um, I white knuckle everything in my life, and I have for the past couple of years. And a lot of that's born out of trauma and the fight or flight response. Um, I was in a period of my life where I did let go completely, and I was out of control completely, and it's completely miserable. Living with abusive people, narcissists, dealing with trauma after trauma after trauma, completely miserable. And one day I woke up and took the power back. I took control back, and I haven't stopped since then. And I've white knuckled everything because for me, it's this fear of getting back to that place where everything's out of control and living a miserable life. So I've learned through my experience that if I hold on to things super tight and control everything, at least then if things go wrong, then I can blame myself and try something else, you know. But having too much control is obviously a problem when you're trying to manifest and co-create with the universe. So that's been something I've been trying to learn how to do, is how to let go. And one of the reasons it's really hard to let go is that the ego loves familiarity and control. And if your situation is predictable and familiar, even if it's miserable, your ego loves that. If you let go of control and allow things to unfold for you, that's the fear of the unknown popping up. And a lot of people have been through a lot of different traumas and stuff where if you're out of control like me, um, you're very afraid that these bad things can happen again. And even if you have the illusion of control, which in reality, you really don't have control over your life. Like, you can control your behavior, you can control your mindset and your actions, but you can't control the outcomes of anything, really, truly. Um, that is all left up to the divine. That's left up to how other people respond. Like, you really do have minimal control. You can't control how others perceive you. You can't control what happens. So your ego kind of deludes you into this delusion, an illusion of control that, like, well, if I do all these things and like micromanage everything, then it's going to turn out exactly how I planned. And that's really just not the case at all. Um, you'll find that a lot of things just fall apart, and things just don't go to plan, and then you're disappointed and you try to dig in more and control more, and then more things get blocked. And the real secret to manifesting is that letting go of control and that leaving space for the divine to do its work, to co-create, because co-creation requires a partnership, like a 50-50. And if you're trying to do like 95 and 5, it's not going to work, or 100 and 0, it's not going to work. And this is what blocks people a lot in their manifestation journeys. It blocks them in every aspect of life, is that you cannot control things. And the harder you try to control and hold on to things, the more easily they slip away. The more quickly things fall apart. But the truth is, life is incredibly unpredictable. It is dynamic and ever changing, and that's the beauty of life, is that things are always temporary and always changing. And you can see that as a bad thing, or you can see that as a good thing, that every situation will come to pass. Every situation will change. And the more you try to hold on to it, the more it slips away. You have to learn to be more present in each moment, even in the difficult transitory periods in between phases of life. There's beauty in those phases as well. Everything is temporary. Everything will pass, good and bad. And the more you try to hold on, the more you are just letting it slip away. You're focused too much on the future instead of what's right here in front of you right now. Like you're worried about losing this in the future. This thing is so good, or you're trying to make this thing happen, and you're just so forward focused that you forget that right where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, and right where you are right now is just as important in the journey as trying to take all these inspired actions and whatnot. So letting go is actually the key. Leaving space for co-creation is the key to the journey of manifesting whatever you're trying to manifest into your life, or just living a more peaceful life. And surrendering and letting go is a practice. It's not easy at all, especially for someone who's unlearning toxic behaviors, someone who's unlearning and trying to reset their nervous system to get out of fight or flight, because that fight, flight, or freeze mode is going to make you try to control things more because you're trying to stay safe. That's your nervous system trying to keep you safe and protect you from any more emotional harm or physical harm. Like you're super hyper vigilant and notice a lot of patterns like I do. Like I notice patterns in people and behaviors super quick, and I start to freak out and everything. But you know, when your nervous system is hyper aware like that, sometimes it is misfiring and producing an anxiety spiral that doesn't need to be there. And when you let go and try to reframe that anxiety as like, instead of anxiety, like try to reframe it as excitement of like something new is coming. Like instead of being anxious of like, oh my god, something new is coming, something unknown is coming, like try excitement, because they are in the same kind of energy, that heightened excited state. So you try to be like, all right, well, something new is coming, and try to be open minded. Every moment is beautiful. Every moment is worthy of your attention and your focus, because it's all part of the larger journey. Every step gets you one step closer to where you need to be. And sometimes you might have to like take a seat and stop on the trail, take a rest. And that's okay too, because you're still going to get there. You're still going to get there. The path is still going to be there, whether you're moving forward or not. The key is to not move backward and to just keep trusting that even though you don't know where the path leads, it's going to lead somewhere pretty great. So the view here is pretty beautiful, but what's really beautiful is the journey inward we took together. My name is Damon, and if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and join me on our next little journey, wandering within. Peace and love.